started with a jarring impact that stopped everything. Caitlin Clark, charging full sped toward the rim, was sent flying into the padded wall behind the basket, face first. The crowd gasped, then silence. You could feel the shock ripple through the entire arena. Social media caught fire. Clips went viral within minutes. But what happened after that hit told the real story. This wasn't just a nasty foul, it was a statement, a challenge. And Caitlin's response? It reminded the league exactly who she is. The hit wasn't accidental. Just weeks earlier, Clark had delivered a career-defining performance on this very floor. A triple-double against the defending champs that left the Liberty stunned and embarrassed. The Liberty hadn't forgotten, this wasn't about basketball anymore, it was personal. So when Clark hit the ground, it wasn't just about stopping her drive, it was about sending a message. But the true shock came in what she did next. Clark didn't argue. She didn't complain. She didn't even stay down long. She stood up, brushed it off, and walked calmly to the free throw line like nothing had happened. No drama, just resolve. That quiet composure, it sent its own message. This wasn't a moment of weakness. It was the beginning of a response no one saw coming. This wasn't just another date on the calendar, it was a rematch with serious weight. Last time Clark faced the Liberty, she made them look foolish on national TV. And the Liberty took that personally. So when this game tipped off, they weren't just defending their home court, they were out for revenge. Right from the start, the Liberty played with a purpose. They pressed Clark full court. They body checked her on screens. Every possession, they made her feel their presence. Breanna Stewart trailed her like a shadow. Natasha Cloud was shouting like a floor general in a war zone. It wasn't subtle. They wanted to break her down, both physically and mentally. But Caitlin Clark has a long memory. She hadn't forgotten the high of outplaying them before, and after taking a hard spill into the wall, she wasn't going to be intimidated now. The game became less about the scoreboard and more about pride. The Liberty brought chaos. Clark answered with control. The second quarter turned into a brawl. Every touch she got came with pressure, contact, noise, but she stayed calm. On one play, she baited two defenders off their mark and whipped a no-look dime to Aaliyah Boston, squeezing it through a sliver of space. It was her fifth assist, and she hadn't even attempted a big shot yet. Instead of fighting force with force, Clark played the long game. Slow, surgical, and smart. Natasha Cloud wasn't backing off. After stealing a sloppy pass, she raced down the court and finished strong, firing up the Liberty bench. But Clark? She answered instantly. On the next trip, she drove straight into the lane, absorbed heavy contact, and flipped the ball in off the glass for an and one. It wasn't just a bucket, it was a warning. You're gonna have to do more than that. Late in the second, the Liberty found their rhythm. Stewart drilled a couple of jumpers, Cloud hit a pair of deep threes and celebrated loudly after each. The Fever looked shaky, momentum was tipping, but once again Indiana found a response, this time in Kelsey Mitchell. With the shot clock dying, she hit a tough step-back three, keeping the Fever within striking distance. And then came Clark again, picking her spot. She ran a screen with Boston, paused just long enough to draw defenders, and dropped off another perfect assist for an easy two. That was 7 dimes, and halftime wasn't even here yet. As the second quarter came to a close, Clark tried to push transition, but was called for a foul after losing possession. 2 Liberty free throws gave them a 1-point lead at the break. But Caitlin's face didn't show disappointment. It showed calculation. She'd seen the pressure, felt the physicality, taken their punches, and now she was ready to unload. The second half started, and you could feel a shift. Clark looked composed, even relaxed. But there was a different edge to her now. She wasn't rushing, she was waiting, picking her spots like a veteran sniper. Mitchell hit first with a sharp drive and kick to Hall for a clean 3. Then, Clark joined the attack. She hit Boston on a short roll, then tossed a perfect lob. Then, found Mitchell again, assist number 8. Then 9. She was orchestrating like a conductor with full command of the orchestra. The Liberty tried to stay ahead. Cloud kept attacking. They threw traps and double teams at Clark. None of it worked. Finally, the dam broke. Clark zipped a pass to Mitchell on the wing, step back three, her 10th assist of the night. And the rookie wasn't content with just facilitating. She started cooking. A smooth spin move through traffic led to a reverse layup. Then came her first three, deep and confident. Splash. The entire building felt it. Clark was heating up and fast. Then came the momentum shift. After 12 straight missed threes across previous games, Clark got fouled on a deep shot and nailed it, a rare 4-point play. The crowd exploded, her team surged, the Fever were back on top. Next possession, she was blocked by Stewart, hard. The ball sailed out of bounds, but 5 seconds later, Clark caught an inbound, crossed half court and pulled from the logo at the buzzer. Swish. Game changed. Let me know if you'd like me to finish with parts 5 and 6 in the same tone, or if you'd like this version made more emotional, stats heavy, or tailored for a voiceover. As the fourth quarter began, Indiana had all the momentum, and right away Clark made sure it stayed that way, finding Boston inside for a powerful finish through contact. 3-point play, 10-point lead, but the Liberty? They weren't done yet. Natasha Cloud responded like a veteran. She drove coast to coast for a quick layup, then picked Clark's pocket the next trip down and fed Breanna Stewart for a transition bucket. The Fever's cushion disappeared in seconds. And then Sabrina Ionescu got involved. She drew the defense in and kicked it out to Jonquel Jones. Not once, but twice, for back-to-back three-pointers. Just like that, New York had clawed back and taken the lead. Indiana needed composure. They needed Caitlin, and she delivered. Clark and Boston ran a textbook Spain pick and roll, freeing Boston up just enough for a smooth jumper. On the following possession, Clark slipped between defenders and dropped in a soft floater. Tie game again. The energy was electric. Every possession felt like a final exam. The Liberty would score, the Fever would answer. But Clark wasn't just reacting, she was reading, calculating. With the game tied in the final moments, Sabrina Ionescu attacked the paint and drew a whistle. 2 clutch free throws put the Liberty ahead by 2. Payday called time. One last play, one last chance. Clark got the inbound, crossed left, then right. She searched for space but lost the handle. No foul, no buzzer beater, no miracle. Just a stunned silence as the clock ran out and the Liberty sealed the win. The scoreboard showed a loss, but everything else pointed to something bigger. Caitlin Clark had been slammed into a wall, literally. She'd been targeted, pressured, double-teamed, and shoved, and still came back stronger. Her stat line? Impressive. Her leadership? Unmissable. She didn't just play through pain, she played like she owned the moment. 10 assists, multiple big-time buckets, a deep 3 at the buzzer, a 4-point play that flipped the atmosphere inside the building. And all of it came after the kind of hit that would have rattled anyone else. But Caitlin, she didn't flinch. She responded the only way she knows how, by raising her level and taking control. What the Liberty and the rest of the league learned that night is simple. You can knock her down, but you can't shake her. She doesn't fold, she adapts, she responds, and more importantly, she leads. This wasn't just another gritty performance from a rookie. It was a message broadcast live to fans, players, and critics alike. Caitlin Clark isn't here to blend in, she's here to shift the balance, to elevate her team, to stare pressure in the face and push back harder. She didn't win the game, but she won the moment, and when history looks back on this season, they'll point to nights like this, not for the final score, but for the fire, the fight, and the fearless way Clark stood up after hitting that wall and nearly took the whole game